Chapter 3 Daydreamer. Yes. Mommy. Heart goes upstairs to her room to get her coat. She grabs her coat and notices her dad's signature on it. She snuggles it for some time and puts it on her. She looks in the mirror. Soul takes the coat and puts it in her room. Gloves fall out of the pocket. She picks up the gloves and notices white powder coming out of them. Drugs. I hate drugs. I'll just wash all these later. Soul grabs the glove and hat and puts them in the laundry bin. She sees his hat on the floor and picks it up. A needle falls out of the hat. My God. Why did he do so many drugs? Soul says, and shakes her head, and she throws the needle in the trash. I'll put it with the rest, she said to herself. As she does, she comes back to her closet to get her coat off the hanger. She goes by her bed and puts her coat on. She looks over at the photo of her and her deceased husband. She sits down on the bed and takes a moment to look at the photo. Mr. Prince Hamilton. Soul smiles and looks at the picture. Mommy, we gonna be late, said Heart, yelling out. Coming. Honey. Soul places the photo back and gets up. She zips up her coat and grabs the mini bottle of lavender perfume and sprays little on herself and puts it in her pocket and goes downstairs. I'm here. But where's are you? Said Soul. Right here. Mommy. Heart slides down the armrest on the stairs. Soul puts her hand out for Heart. Heart grabs Soul hand as she comes down from the stairs. You are so brave. Soul laughs and holds her hand up and down happily. Soul gives Heart her backpack as she puts it on. Now you're ready, said Soul. Soul grabs her purse and throws her house keys in it. She opens the door. Get ready for a great day, Heart, Soul said to Heart, holding her hand out the door. Soul lets go of Heart's hand, shuts the door, and locks it. Heart runs to her mom's green car. Soul kisses the door. I'll be right back, Soul said, talking to her house. Soul opens the mail and stuffs the mail in her purse. She closes it back up. Mommy, come on, said Heart. Coming, Biscuit, Soul says, walking over to the car. She grabs her car keys and unlocks the door for Heart. Heart takes her backpack off and gets in the car. Heart shuts the door. Soul goes to the other side and gets in on the driver's side. Soul shuts her door and places her purse down. She puts the keys in the car and starts it up. She fixes her rear mirror and looks at Heart in the mirror. Seat belt please, says Soul. Heart snaps on her seat belt. Now we're ready, Soul says, snapping her seat belt too. She begins to drive, turning on gospel music. Soul taps her fingers on the steering wheel while singing. I remember me and my sister used to sing in the church, Soul sings as she drives. That was the good days, said Soul, smiling. Heart looks out the window at a little girl holding hands with her mom and dad. Heart feels sad a bit. It's gonna be a great day today, Heart, with God on both of our side, said Soul. Looking back at Heart. Yeah, it's gonna be great, Heart said in a low tone. Wanna see my job before we go to school? Said Soul, looking in the rear mirror. Yeah, that will be great, Mom, said Heart. Soul sings more. Waiting for the red stop sign to say green. The sign turns green and she drives, taking a turn left. A car goes by real fast. Soul hurries and stops the car. Soul stops singing and catch her breath. She looks back at Heart and grabs Heart hand. It's okay, baby, God got us both, said Soul. Heart catches her breath too and holds her mom's hand. This is your daddy's car too, that's a sign his soul and touch is still in this car, Soul smiles. If your daddy was here, he will say crazy drunks. Watch where you going, Soul laughs. Cars beep at Soul. Get out the way, said someone in their car. Oh. Hold your horses and drive the other way, Soul said and starts driving. What they in a rush for? I got to take my daughter and myself to work, said Soul under her breath. Heart sees a glowing neon sign that says, Soul Hair Salon. Soul parks the car. Only 5 minutes, then we out, said Soul. Soul gets out the car and opens the door for Heart. Soul takes Heart hand as she jumps out the car. They both walk on the sidewalk. Don't trip on the broken concrete, said Soul. Soul takes her keys out to unlock the hair store. Mommy, you have your own hair salon? Said Heart. Yeah, Mommy does, said Soul, smiling. Soul opens the door. Heart runs inside. Heart sniff around and smells the mango hairspray and watermelon shampoo. Mommy, it smells like fruit in here, said Heart. Soul laughs. That's the hair products, said Soul. I'm surprised nobody is here yet, said Soul under her breath. Soul hears the bathroom flush. Oh, someone is here, said Soul. Sister, how you doing? Said Lance, fixing his Jamaican headband. Lance gives Soul a hug. I should have known you was here when my daughter smell mangoes, Soul, and Lance laughs. Who's this little sweet mango with you? Said Lance. That little sweet mango is my daughter. Soul looks behind her. Heart hides behind Soul. Don't be shy now, say hi, said Soul. Hey, said Heart, looking at Lance. What up, little one? Lance puts his hand out for a high five. Heart jumps up and high five Lance. With a jump like that you unstoppable with sports, said Lance, smiling. Why you here so early? Hope you not stealing any hair products, said Soul, laughing. Who, me? Of course not, girl. Girl, Lance laughs. I dropped my 2 sons off to school, and I didn't want to sit all day in the car waiting for y'all, so I just made myself inside, said Lance. Really? I was just about to take my daughter to school. What school your 2 boys go to? Said Soul, surprised. They go to Rufus and Drew Middle School, said Lance. Soul looks in shock. My God, my daughter goes to that school. To what grade are they in? Said Soul, curious. They in the 7th grade, almost 8th. Then they don't have to worry about middle school anymore. Lance laughs and stops. Really? I just can't wait to see my boys become older. But not too fast, Lance laughs. I know that'd right, Soul laughs. And what grade your girl in? Said Lance. She's also in the 7th, said Soul. That's cool, good. Both our kids gonna walk across that stage together, Lance said. Smiling. I bet they will, said Soul, smiling. That'll be good, said Lance. You keep up with the shop. I gotta take my girl to school, said Soul. I'm gonna order us some jambalaya for lunch, said Lance. Oh, God, please not that spicy jambalaya again, said Soul. I'm picking lunch, said Soul. And I'll be paying for it. Harlem stands by the door. Soul smiles back at Harlem. Harlem smiles at Soul. Harlem looks beside her. That must be your daughter. I can tell by the face, said Harlem. Yeah, we're just about to go to school, said Soul. Be safe, both of you, said Harlem, as he opens the door wider for both of them.